A warm welcome to the Circle of Resilience. Today, Marcella and I will share our stories, and it is my honor to have introduced her to you. But first, we will take a moment to tune in to ourselves. Um, and sometimes we think, oh, we need to go quickly, and we have to, maybe we should skip this part because everyone has seen it, and but every time we do it we go like, oh, but we reach another level in ourselves, in our conversation, that is, it's like below the surface. We kind of stop the the regular, chit chat, but we come to a different place. So we do invite you once more to join us and to just take a moment to feel into what your body needs. If you do want to, like, rub your hands together, or if you do want to close your eyes, this is a moment for you to just feel, in this moment there's nothing else I need to do or nowhere else I need to be, just in me, breathing me into me. And just feel where your hands want to go on your body. Kind of remind yourself, oh yeah, this is me. This is my vessel. This is my temple. And I bring love and warmth and kindness to myself. And then when you feel like it, you just put one hand on your heart and one on your belly, your womb space. And if you've done this before, you might want to feel if it makes a difference if you put your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your womb space. Just experiment, fine tune what is your way, what serves you, and realizing that if you really choose to do what serves you, you serve the highest good. Now we take 3 breaths together. And the first one, kind of mm, like clouds in the sky, see what is pulling you to the past. And you let them go. And the second breath is about things that are pulling you forward into the future. How we sometimes live our lives kind of forward, almost falling forward into the next moment. So we invite you to let that go and come into the middle. And in that middle space, we take a deep breath together for connection, for celebration that we get to breathe this moment. We breathe in life. Sometimes you want to breathe in a color or a rainbow or a feeling of peace or a feeling of love. Whatever comes up for you this moment. And then you also let that moment go. And just remember, this is a place that you can access so easily. 3 conscious breaths, and you're there. And then if you want to, you can wiggle your toes and your hands a little bit. Slowly open your eyes. And also with this Zoom and recordings, you can always open your eyes, not fully like this. You can open your eyes in a way that you keep part of you within you. And you kind of soften your gaze towards what you're seeing. So, yeah, and I want to light a candle. We often share women's circles where we light candles for ourselves and for the women in our lives. And I love that, ritual. And I light a candle for us, for our co-creation, and for the beauty that you are, and for who is listening. Thank you for your courage to be here and for your showing up, because that's a major thing. And this is for all the circles in the world. We've just had the equinox, and it warms my heart to see so many, more women than men, but still people getting up in circles, making space for each other to live this more conscious and soulful life. So this candle represents that. Kind of gives our conversation also a nice, like a nice bottom, I was gonna say.
Base, maybe.
A base, yeah.
Foundation, yeah.
Yeah, like nice bum. Yeah. Yeah, and so today Marcella is gonna share with us her wisdom and deep knowing about resilience. And we've met, like, I don't remember, maybe 7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's really, I love how we are able to, I mean, I have kids your age. So we do have a difference, but somehow we can really meet each other in this place where we are both just walking each other home. And I love that we each get to, I mean, I don't have to, like, not be my age, and you don't have to be not your age. We can both be who we are on our path in life, but we have this deep understanding that it's never over. It's never that you come to a point where you say, oh, now I know it, and now everything is always clear. We keep evolving, we keep expanding, and we keep you doing that from a place of joy a lot of times as well. And so, yeah, it's very rich to have you in my life. And I look forward to what you're going to tell us.
Well, me too. I don't even know what I will be telling you. Yeah, but thank you for that clear introduction, I guess, because it really feels that way for me, that we meet each other. And I sometimes think, oh, Marike is one of those people who is one of my teachers, but then that word doesn't really fit, because it's not about the usual teaching of you're the one who knows it and I'm the person who needs to learn it from you. But it's really this, as you said, this just a place where we both meet as we are, and that enriches me and that inspires me, and that's what I learn from it. But it's never about you telling me what to do or be. Just walking each other home, I guess, is the best way to put it. So that's really precious to my heart, because I have a lot of people around me who I connect with, but ours is just a little different.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. So, what would you like to share about resilience?
About resilience. Yeah, it's funny because always, every single time when I think of resilience, I think I don't know that much about it.
Mm.
So that's the first layer that always is there. And I think that's because in my life, there's not that many big, huge things that have happened that were, flooding me or making me break, or yeah, they're not huge life events or things like that. But there's a layer beneath that where um, there are certain things in my life that have touched me. I'm someone who my antennas are always open, always pointed towards others usually. So
Mm.
there's so many points in my life where I did feel there was a low, there was a I don't know anymore. There was all the things that we've been talking about with the other beautiful women of is right now it's too much and I don't know right now. Then the not knowing is one of my biggest lessons, I guess, of learning to be there and
Mm.
to see that not knowing as a gift as well. And um, yeah, learning from that stillness, or that the there's so many teachers popping up in my head saying things about it, but to me it's about the I made a painting about it. Just whenever life flushes you or goes around in chaos, it's the moments where I can find this, okay, so now I give up all the things I think I should be doing and I just am.
Mm.
And I guess that's what is resilience to me. I am just, this is what is here. This is who I am right now. And I cannot make it any different than it is. And
Mm.
that's perfect. Or not, but the imperfectness is perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and I love how that the way you describe it, it feels like it's like um it might look like it's one dimensional, like, we sometimes say, it is what it is, but that's not the one, this is the one that really goes way through everything, saying, okay, and that in itself opens up, you know
Yeah.
again. And
Yeah.
it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there. It just,
Yeah.
that's like this big sigh of surrender.
Yeah.
And then, and then almost automatically you rise up again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the full exhalation that allows you to take a new breath
Yeah.
and take a new opportunity or adventure.
Mm.
uh, yeah. Yeah. And to, as we said about in the gratitude conversation, kind of like where I feel like I give up. That's also where a new this whole thing of where a door closes and another opens, but it's with a little bit more meaning than just that saying. It's there are some teeny tiny paths opening up, or um, yeah, by fully surrendering, there's so much space opening up for my joy, for
Mm.
seeing what is here. I don't know how to make it into a concrete example, but when I think, oh no, 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 nothing is working, then by making that full stop of, okay, but this is who I am right now, I can well, almost instantly see the things that are surrounding me and that I do have and that are working, or yeah. So where I
Yeah.
think I should see, before I fully surrender, I think I should see a way out, or I should know how to cope with it. But when I fully surrender, then it's inevitable that it will come and
Mm.
that it will be there and that I can see it, but I don't have to make myself see it. Yeah, so it's a different kind of movement.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not one that you can kind of predict, because you know, while you're still in the urge, or in the energy of wanting to fix it, or wanting to predict, or wanting it to just go away.
Yep, I know that one too.
Yeah, you're not there yet.
Mm,
You're not, or yet. That's also like a presumption. So it's really stripping off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one too of we've been making lists of things you can do to nurture yourself, but every time I find myself doing them so I will feel better, mm-mm, mm-mm. They don't work.
No.
It's not a quick fix. It never is. It's always about really, really almost stripping down naked, but not, well, maybe also bodily, but I never usually do that. But stripping down, peeling off all the layers and then seeing what's there. And then, yeah, it's so hard to make it into uh,
Mm.
a perfect example, but um, yeah, by peeling it off, then and then giving myself what I need, that's a whole different
Yeah.
way of treating myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and all the things that we kind of figure, the 5-minute things or half-hour things, or they're all in your medicine basket.
Mm,
But
yeah,
it's like they're not band-aids. They're not
yeah,
they can't just,
yeah. And at the same time, there are the practices that help me, when I feel good, or when I'm full of joy or energy or whatever, then they help me to, yeah, kind of be in that happy mood. And by practicing them then helps me to make it easier to fully let go when I'm not in my yummy yippee happy mood. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's really about strengthening. I love how Brene Brown, one of our, well, the people we look at, she talks about strong back, soft front, wild heart.
Mm.
And I love that because practicing for me helps me to create my backbone and feel that there is strength. There's so many times I think I don't know enough. I'm too young. I have not that much experience, or blah, 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 all these things we think. But that practicing helps me find that backbone of myself, of knowing, yeah, but I have a solid foundation, as we said with the candle. And then the soft front to me is, well, I can say so much about this, but um, being soft to myself and also being open and compassionate to others. And that's something that comes fairly natural to me. I In a lot of situations I can understand different perspectives of others, and I also always have the notion of trying to stick to them, but that backbone always reminds me, yeah, I can be open
Mm.
but still be with myself and my own beliefs, or and I don't mean beliefs of the ones that are in our heads, but this belief, the knowing myself. And then the wild heart to me is really the joy in letting myself express and follow the wild rhythms of nature, and yeah, being a little bit more playful than only about having to have a strong backbone and be compassionate to others, because I can sometimes make that into a huge thing.
Mm.
And the wild heart reminds me of, oh, you don't have to do that. It's also just playing around. Nobody knows what we're doing here. We're all just figuring life out.
Yeah.
Let's just play. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really like that about us as well, that we get to play together.
Yeah.
And to to like to take life seriously. I mean, like really value it, but not to take life seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes stuff comes up and it is big, or but then practicing the resilience in the moments that you are feeling yummy and juicy and whatever, and it just gives you this, yeah, the foundation, and also the, like, it builds up, you know you just see possibilities, you know
Yeah.
it's not just more of the same, but new things come up, oh, but this could happen, or oh yeah, or I'm more able to, and I see you do that as well, that you're more able to kind of turn it around, turn the thoughts around. Okay, so this is happening, and I think it means this and this and that, but what if it means this and this and that? And then you kind of change without forcing, forcing that you have to be positive.
Yeah.
You have this, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And thinking of resilience and what it means to me, we've been talking about it's about both the dark and the light, and yeah, where it's always both, no matter what kind of both we're talking about. Um, yeah, I think that's a big part of what we've been talking about, how I learned that seeing if I also want to see my flaws, see my fears, see my dark parts, see the things that I don't really want to see about myself or about life or about others. Um, not necessarily having to fix them or having to know what to do with them, but looking at them. That really helps me to come in that. So this is where I am and who I am right now.
Mm. Yeah, it just sounds like such loving self-care.
Yep, that's a big theme for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there was this period in my life. I always call it slump period. Like it wasn't really a depression. I wasn't really burnout. I was doing things and I had some energy left, but it wasn't a nice period. And I remember my boyfriend telling me, he's still my boyfriend. Um, I remember him telling me, "But do you love yourself?" And there's this Dutch song from a comedian that says, "I love me, ik hou van mij." I think you know it.
Mm.
Um, and he put it on for me, and I was like, no, I just don't. I don't know how. I don't know why I should do that. I still, when I connected that, there's this kind of void in my heart that's aching. Ah, really painful dark part that I had to see. And because with a lot of time and a lot of different people that helped me, looking there and seeing how much my inner child and my flame and my heart were asking me, please take care of me, of myself. And then slowly building that love for myself made me come to this place where I can And of course, there's days where I feel, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But yes, I do love myself right now.
Mm.
I do. And being able to say that is the biggest gift I've ever given myself.
Mm. Yeah, and it is so beautiful to see how we, but of course everyone can also, like, I don't know, like, find that path towards that, just to, little things like smile at yourself in the mirror or write yourself a love letter, or just, go through the, oh, that's ridiculous, who, nobody else does that, and I don't see, because a lot of people have really not such a healthy, loving relationship with ourselves. They ask much. They have a very strict inner critic voice that is so happy to point out all the things that you're not doing quite right yet. you know but we can slowly, come to that space where you get to say, yes, I love myself.
Mm.
And so i I want the good things for myself. And then I don't mean stuff, or, you know that's not what it is about, but it is about bringing that loving energy
Mm.
and slow down and be enough with yourself. Mhm.
I can say so many things about how I've done this, how I've because it's I wish I could say to people, here's the guide that I made. I've been through it. You take these 10 steps and you're there. But that's not how it works. So I've been a song of Fia comes pops into my head. I've been traveling down the road. So I've been doing all these different things and time again saying to myself, I don't know why, maybe not yet, but I feel something that is right and I will do this. And that can be like joining a course or um, quitting a relationship or starting a relationship or even buying things for myself. And then it's not about the what you buy, but about saying I'm feel myself worthy enough to treat myself with this whatever thing you want to buy for yourself. um, so doing things that somehow I think to me is sparking my joy,
Mhm.
and by following these kind of um, yeah, they're like being on a what's the English word? Speurtocht.
Like a quest kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of a quest. But then there's these little um, questions that help you think of where you should go. And these things that I do or feel that are good for me, these are the things that will tell me, and now you need to go a little bit, look a little bit to the left, and then I'll go there. And then, so these are helping me trying to find my path. And only when I look back, I see, oh, this is how it works, or to how it worked for me, or what helped me, or what was the lesson here, or, um, but following the trail of these maybe cookie crumbles or I don't know what they are. Yeah, I find what I need.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And we talk about this often, of course. And what I also see you do is that while you are on the journey, you are much more like, sometimes when we're on a journey, we go like this because we have to get somewhere. But if you are on this journey or this quest and you kind of do this, then you can see signs everywhere, so you might see something here or there, or and it kind of opens you up to, oh, but this is what it means to live a soulful life. you know it's not just when I like it is everywhere. It is in a song, it is in a it is a word that comes up, or it is, it's something that I see, or something that I, yeah. We were just talking about our hair, because in the Netherlands the hairdressers have been closed for quite a while, and now they're open, but they have wait lists and everything. So we just talked about that. I heard something about cascading hair, this image of your hair cascading off your shoulders. It's nothing, it's just something somebody said in a series of something, but an image like that brings joy. And that's what I see you doing as well. You just kind of, you don't say, oh, a sign from the universe has to be, or a cookie crumble has to be this, you know or it has to be that. It can be anything, and you open up to that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because now the name of this conversation totally is clear why I chose that. I called it Juicy Senses because that's my way
Yeah.
towards the cookie crumbles or the signs of the universe or the things on my trail, because my senses, being able to feel, being able to smell things. I love essential oils, and what do? They smell good. They might be good for your body or not. They might give you a remembrance of some experience you had. So that doesn't sound like, it will not bring you success instantly. That's how we, as you said, like being really focused on what it should look like. No, it doesn't do that. But what it does do is bring me here and feel the richness of and the juiciness of life and my joy. So it reminds me of, so what matters to me
Mm.
right now, not then and there or in the past, which can also be, you can get information out of the past and the future, but my senses really help me to find these, yeah, things that I shouldn't see if I was only focused on where I was going. And at the same time, sometimes I think, but now I don't know where I'm going. And now where am I going? I don't have a big plan for my life or huge dreams that I want to accomplish. So where am I going? But by being open, I learn more and more that being open is also the gift of making my life juicy and letting it be juicy instead of being focused on, yeah, one thing I should be accomplishing that I also know is usually not how it turns out. Um, yeah, so that's one of the things that help me kind of, make these happy dances and and enjoy life, because there is already so many things that are hard or big or um, yeah, that we need our resilience for. But yes, there are so many things that are great about life as
Mm.
well. Yeah.
Well, yeah, life in itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Still, I sometimes think that, they do these mathematical um, explorations on, or calculations on how big the chance is that you came to life. It's
Yep.
like so many people
Wow.
had to come together for you to actually
Yeah.
exist in this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. Mm.
Yeah. And one thing I do want to add, because we can talk about this for 2 days, but um I remember being in that slump period and not knowing where I was going having panic attacks, crying my eyes out without any reason that I could think of, apart from maybe burning my egg that I was making. You know, it was not a nice period. It really wasn't. And at the same time, of course, I was enjoying life. So it already then and there, it was both. It was a horrible time, or horrible. Yeah, maybe in those moments it was horrible, but it was also nice. I was always also going to parties. I was building relationships. There were so many things that I did enjoy. And I remember one of the people that helped me said to me, "Yeah, maybe you should do something just for you." I thought, "You're crazy. I don't have enough time to do stuff already. So why should I be adding things to do just for fun? Are you kidding me?" But that's been, yeah, as we said, the biggest thing to do these juicy, yummy things that my senses can smell or feel or hear. Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay. Now I lost my my trail of thoughts, but um yeah, it really started my path here. No, it's not true. I was gonna say started in that period, but I guess it was another fire explosion of, no, you know this, go there.
Mm.
A really big reminder. I started it when I was really, really young, maybe when I was born. um, but that was a period where I kind of went off trail and thought I should be focusing on one goal, and where my body and my brain, mind, emotions were telling me, nope, that's not your way.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to do. Go back or go that direction.
Yeah.
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 That's not how I want to live my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that what you say, that's not my way, because there are people whose way that is. So
Yeah.
it's never about, that you have to do, that you don't have to wander. I mean, if you go straight, you go straight. It's about checking in with yourself.
Yeah.
What is good for you in this moment,
Yep.
and to really learn to ask those questions. What do I need in this moment? What brings me joy in this moment? Yeah. Mm, yeah. And that's so much bigger than, saying, I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm. Okay. Well, do you want to take us with you on in one of the ways that you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Um, and again, I'm usually I work with people. No, that's not true. I was going to say one on one, but I also do groups and these kind of meetings we arrange, and circles. And there's a lot of ways I do things, but I almost always use writing because somehow it helps me to connect the my images in my head with reality, kind of. So we will be writing. Um, and we maybe it's again, as always, nice to take a little moment to come back to your body.
So people will need a paper and a pen.
Paper and a pen, yeah. And if you have the colors, fine. I always like to first write stuff and then after make it pretty with colors or paint or whatever. But usually the writing starts for me. Um, so take your time to come back to yourself. You've listened to Marieke and me talking, maybe using the 3 breaths to bring yourself back into now. Maybe a little closer towards your self love. Even though you might think, as we all sometimes do, whoop, I'm not there today. You don't have to be there, but you can slowly move towards it. Maybe just noticing how you feel today about yourself. Maybe sighing a little. It can be nice to tilt your head a little bit forward so the back of your neck is becoming longer. Your chin comes a little closer to your chest. This always helps me to come in kind of humble receiving state. Instead of thinking or having to know, just allowing things to happen. Allowing spirit or source or life to move through you, through your spine, and then from there, going towards your legs, your head, your nose, your ears, your mouth, your shoulders, your arms, and your hands. All parts of you, all your senses. And then knowing that the energy that you allow to flow, even if you don't feel it right now, trusting that it will flow however it wants to flow today. Maybe you can feel it in all these parts of your body, almost simmering or maybe shimmering, like sparkling inside you. And then maybe take another nice conscious breath and slowly open your eyes, picking up your pen and your paper. And then we are going to write down our personal bill of rights. And what I mean by that is, we all have human rights. Fortunately, we do. And sometimes we can feel that by experiences or by other people or by the government or by our own beliefs, these rights can kind of be taken away or you're distracted from them. So by writing your own personal bill of rights, you are reclaiming what you need to follow your trail, to follow or use your senses or to be resilient. So it can be things like, I have the right to take a deep breath when I need it. I have the right to slow down. I have the right to speak up. I have the right to show myself. Or it can be a longer sentence, but things that you feel you need to do, or that you have the right to, that you sometimes forget, or that you sometimes feel is being taken away. And by writing them down and having a place where you can look at them, you can remember them. So we use this energy that we put in our hands and through our senses. And you can start writing your own personal bill of rights. It can be nice just to start with, I have the right to. They might be related to each other. So for example, I have the right to treat myself, and I have the right to take care of me first. So they look like each other, but to me they mean something differently. So just let them come up. Maybe by writing one down, you think of a new one. And you can feel if there's a whole list of rights coming up, or just one or two. So it can be different every time.
Yeah, it's interesting to feel what happens because we sometimes make permission slips, and it really is a difference because I have to go through every time I write it down. I go like, oh, but I don't have a right.
Oh,
It's like so ingrained, like, or you're not, and comes up straight away when I write down, like, yeah, but you're not entitled to. It's like something in me. So I really have to go through that emotion to come to write down what I
mm,
want to write to.
yeah,
Yeah, very interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also love permission, but the right. I felt I need this exercise myself as well, because when walking these trails, there's so many things around us that can make me think, oh, but maybe I should be doing it differently.
Hmm.
And that's a gift, because then it asks me to check with myself. So something that comes up in the outside world also helps me to, so is this something for you? Do you really want to do it like that? um yeah, so writing them down as my rights, I know this is what I can call myself back to, and remember myself of to um, do it my way.
Hmm.
Yeah. So let's take 1 minute and then we can share. Okay. Do you want to share yours? Because these are
as easy as it looks.
about stripping naked. This is being naked. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll share. I have the right to express my love. I have the right to live a kindful life. I have the right to smile without reason. I have the right to speak my truth. I have the right to kiss the earth with my feet. I have the right to let the goddess flow through me. I have the right to rest. I have the right to create. I have the right to joyful experiment. And I have the right to live my own rhythm. Yeah.
How does it feel to say them out loud?
Yeah. It's really interesting. It's really this sense of entitlement, which is so like, it's something that I so grew up with, that I was not supposed to, you know, to do that. So it feels really good, but it also feels a little unfamiliar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe if I would have written one down, it would have been okay. But a whole page full, I got like, okay.
Yeah.
And I could also feel, because this freedom of speech that is so present in the moment, I can feel in myself, oh, it's not even always that I feel like, it's also how the freedom of speech that I can speak lovingly to myself, to speak my truth about my power or about my talents or about my gifts. It's not even so much outside, it's also really inside, right? Yeah, very interesting. I would love to hear yours.
Yes. I have something about the speaking my truth as well. I'll tell it after. I have the right to dance through life in my own rhythm. I have the right to slow down. I have the right to begin again in every now moment. I have the right to treat myself. I have the right to take care of myself first. I have the right to follow my joy. I have the right to say no when something doesn't feel right. And I have the right to change my mind.
Oh.
I have the right to create. I have the right to speak my truth, even when others have a different one. I have the right to love myself. I have the right to play with the sole purpose of playing. Oh, it's so funny to read them. And about the speaking my truth, it's funny because when I wrote it down, I could feel this really kind of strong energy. But just before you started talking about it, I also thought, but maybe I also have the right to sometimes, as you said, kind of do it inward. So I don't always have to speak in the sense of going against someone else's opinion, but living my truth and not always having to make it into a battle or into a fight. Because but they're both true for me. It's also about opening up more and speaking out, but sometimes knowing that it's okay if I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, I have to. That's a nice one too. I have the right to not have an opinion.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that one.
Ooh, in this world full of opinions, the right to
Mhm.
not have an
Oh,
opinion.
that's a really good one.
Yeah. Mm. Oh, this is certainly one that I'm gonna take with me and might just so now I have one page, but there's like hey, there's a blank page there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, if you want to know more about Marcella and read the gift that she has, you can look that up on the page. And for now, yeah, I'll see you soon.
Really
And
sweet.
yeah, for whoever's listening, thank you for being here. And yeah, do enjoy the other conversations that we've had. And we'll definitely keep going for a while because it's such a beautiful subject, and there's so much richness in everything that people have been sharing with us. So yeah, we'll see you again.